like the shorts.
It's a dress.
Oh,
I got it at Old Navy for like $10.
So you see
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, so the YouTube and then the TikTok. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, so we're live then, right? Yeah, Chelsea? Okay. Hey everyone, Lori here. Welcome to my How Do You Spirit Taco. Taco.
Hi, Taco.
Welcome to my How Do You Spirit podcast. With Taco's joining us again today. Chelsea had another appointment that she had to go to, so I'm going to be monitoring the chats. So forgive me if I'm a little bit slow, but today we wanted to talk about all the weirdness that's going on, right? All the weird energies and experiences that I've had and Taco's had, and just talking to people and friends, even that I know they're, what is going on? Why do we feel this weird?
We are all going through it.
Yeah. So I'll start with some of the things I've experienced. There's a hair right there. Sorry. It was like going to tickle my nose or something.
I swear, since I've had dogs, hair has become my life. It is horrible.
Yep. Anyway, I have experienced in the last week, like I get the heaviness in my chest. I've talked about this before, and the heaviness in my head.
Yes.
And like the foggy, like brain fog and stuff like that. And I was going to ask you, because it's like, as spiritual people, we're more sensitive to these energies. And it's like, how do we tell, like, is this the spiritual side of me, the energy I'm feeling, or do I need to go to the ER?
Hey, I about just thought maybe I should check myself into the mental ward, because I'm like, I might find more people that are staying there than what's out here anymore.
Right, the normal.
But I think what's happening is because we have two different realities happening right now, right?
Yeah.
So you have this higher kind of more spiritually evolved people, like we're here, right?
Yes.
And then we got our lower vibration fucktards. They're here,
right?
And then in the middle is this really heavy energy current that is just the loom, the gloom. It's never going to get better. It's going to be hard. It's all the things that you fear.
I was just going to say fear-based.
That.
Yeah. Yes.
And this is all part of us learning how to raise our vibration so that we can kind of transcend into this new reality, new dimension that we're shifting into.
Yes.
And I know when we get through it, it's going to be
amazing.
Phenomenal. Because you know how in the Bible it says in Revelations how we all die and then God comes back and the righteous gets resurrected.
Yeah.
They kind of got that right.
Okay.
It's just not
in a
necessarily a physical death. It's more of an
energetic
spiritual death kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so it is like a whole new, well, not new energy. It's a new energy this planet, this realm has felt.
Okay.
And so what they call the veil. So the veil that kind of keeps us separated from being on the other side and our knowledge there, that's getting thinner.
Yes.
And so it's really hard to not get caught up in that heaviness, that vibration that is just like kind of tweaking us all. And this is why like our health issues are popping up. And this is also why we're like very intuitively like sensitive. And so this is where we're going, are we okay or are we not okay?
Right.
And navigating through it, it's a lot. And because energy has to be energy, if we don't start banding together, and we don't start lifting each other up, and we don't start coming back and just being
be nice, people.
Just be normal. Hey,
be
nice.
kind. Be loving.
Yeah. we're not going to make it. Our vibration is not going to be allowed in this new realm.
Space. Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, the key is to like stay alive from now
To
until then,
get us all
which
through it.
that in itself's a miracle,
True. Yes.
But I think the heaviness, and I think this like really almost kind of really rough space that we're all going through, I think that's because we are in such a heavy transition, especially right now.
Yeah.
And so it kind of goes in like increments, right?
Yes.
And it's like kind of like video games. How each level
You have a different level.
I always feel like, because did you ever play Mario Brothers?
Yes, back
Yeah,
in the
how
day.
like you get to on the first level, you finally beat Browser, and then all of a sudden they're like, "I'm sorry, Mario, but your princess is in the other castle." That's what I feel like we're doing.
Right,
We're
right.
like, we get to a certain spot, we're like, okay, we're doing good, and then it's like, sorry,
Gotta
your
go.
princess is in the other castle. We're like, God damn it.
You got to go on. You got to go
Right.
on. Yeah.
But yeah, it's been, I've noticed my clients and myself, everybody's kind of going through it really hard this last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm having a lot of like weird stuff happening.
Yes.
I mean, like Twilight Zone, Stephen King kind of
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, to where I'm like going, am I okay?
Right.
Am I good? Because
Do we need to take you to the, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, seriously. And
But what a scary thing,
it is scary.
right?
It is. It is
Because
really
not
scary.
knowing like what is really going on here and stuff.
Well, and even for people like you and I that
Yeah.
kind of know,
Yeah. Well,
it's
yes.
still scary.
Yeah.
Because we're going, I think the hardest part, me and Barb actually was talking about this over this last weekend, is it's not like it feels, is this good or is this bad? It doesn't
Right.
have like that feeling.
No, it's
where
just
like,
there.
where, hey, this is good, or oh shit, this is bad. This
Yeah.
is I don't know.
Yeah. It's very confusing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you don't, as feeling it. We don't know. Oh, sorry, my phone. I didn't turn on vibrate. Anyway, yeah.
My
because-
phone doesn't come off vibrating anymore.
Anyway, yeah, it is very interesting because you don't. Yeah, you can't feel like you said. That's a great example.
Yeah. I had some weird things happen. So I had went to this little reservoir that we go to, and it was so weird, Lori.
Yeah.
So like I get there, and I was meeting up with some friends, and like I love to fish and stuff,
Right.
And I get my little chair out, and of course have my little dog that's my fishing buddy.
Right.
And I throw in my fishing pole, and I'm watching like this smoke sock in
Yes.
the mountains. And you're watching it. You're like, you're seeing it come in.
Yeah.
And the weird part is you couldn't smell it. It's not like
It's like
it did not have the fire smell to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm watching it like sock in more and more and more. And then I had like this like out of body experience, and it was like I could see, how like when the fire starts coming, you get the black smoke.
Yes.
And this black smoke's coming, and I'm like, hey guys, we got to get the hell out of here. We ain't
Right.
gonna make it, And I'm like grabbing my stuff, and I'm throwing it in the car, and I mean it was like a weird situation. Everybody's kind of looking at me like I'm losing my mind, and I'm like, can you all not see the smoke? We get
So
ready to
did
get
they
this
see
fried.
the smoke?
They did not. Oh no! Wait, we're
wait.
not even at Twilight Zone yet.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
like, I swear to God, like the weird shit has been like, wait, hold my beer, and here comes more kind of thing.
Yes.
And so, like, this is just getting worse and worse, and I'm like panicking, trying to get the hell out of there, and everybody's like, what the
Well,
hell?
yeah. It sounds like the movies when you see the
It really-
smoke on the
That's
cemetery.
exactly what I felt like. I felt like I was in a movie.
Yeah.
But, and you know what? Everybody else too is like, I feel like I'm kind of checked out. Like, I feel like I'm in a movie, like watching it. I'm getting a lot of that from my clients where we're like
Really?
almost like watching this versus being
In it?
in our
Uh-huh.
bodies doing
Yeah.
it. But the interesting part is, so I like take off, and I'm used to people thinking I'm weird, and it's fine. I embrace weirdness. So over this past weekend,
Yeah.
I get, these little news feeds and stuff where I seen that smoke and I was all freaked out.
Mm-hmm.
They had a fire exactly where it was at.
Yes.
And so I seen this a week before it happened.
Oh. So you were
Yeah.
seeing
Yeah.
the future, time traveling.
Yep. But it was so weird that I was so in it. Usually when I see things in the future and stuff, I know I'm like tuning into it.
Yeah.
I was not.
You were
I
there.
weren't. Yeah, I've learned over a long time to
Yes.
how to connect, myself and not get wrapped up into like my visions and stuff.
Uh-huh.
'Cause I learned when to turn it on, when to turn it off. Does that make sense?
Yep. Yep.
And this was a whole different experience. And I was kind of freaked out. I'm like, God, do I got like a brain tumor going on?
Right.
Or,
That would be so
like,
scary.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it was so weird because it really perplexed me, and I'd been like thinking about it, and I'm like the whole week, and then all of a sudden where I like was, and this happened
Uh-huh.
is when it happened this past weekend versus when I was there.
That's
And I was like
some
already in
time
it and living
traveling
it.
shit.
I did not.
I
Yeah,
swear.
like I swear
What
to you,
the
it was it. And I thought a lot about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if this like vibration that we're raising. I wonder if we're like maybe getting into these time glitches.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense to me. 100% sense.
Well,
yes.
and see, that's why I love you, because we can be weird together,
Right?
and we're fine.
We don't judge. We don't judge each other, right?
And again,
no, it makes total sense to
like
me.
if my guides have something they need me to see, they will show me that.
Yeah.
But this was not. It wasn't like my normal. It came in different.
Yeah.
And the experience was different also because like when I tune into something, I know that I can see it, in kind of like your mind's eye. So you're not in it, but you're watching it almost like a movie.
Uh-huh.
This I was experiencing, and so I really thought this was happening.
You were like in real life, like it
Yeah,
was taking
I was
place.
panicked.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
I'm gonna be fried. I'm gonna be like, Kentucky Fried Chicken kind of stuff. And everybody was looking at me like, what the hell? And I just thought they were too damn stupid to get the hell out of the canyon. I was like, going.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was me. I was the problem.
That's such a crazy story. And I watch, all the alien shows and stuff. And this is they talk about all these wormholes and these portals and all this stuff. And I swear that's what happened to you.
Yeah.
I swear. Like,
Yeah.
I just, and call me weird, but I truly believe that. And I just think you were shifted over into this other dimension, this other space. And I think you're going to see more of that. And I hope I don't have to go through. It would be so scary. Oh my gosh.
No, you know what? I think we will. I think you will. I think because of this shift,
Uh-huh.
I think we're going to start experiencing things in a different way.
Yeah.
I think I've noticed, before when I was doing readings, I would come across like a more higher evolved being, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe one every 5 years.
Yes.
This past maybe 3-4 years,
Uh-huh.
I am like connecting in with these like higher evolved, like aliens, like higher evolved beings.
Uh-huh.
I mean, at least weekly. And that is
They're
so
here,
rare
people.
because they're not that's not normal.
Yeah.
And I always used to say to them, my heart goes out to beings like that because there's not a lot of them here.
Uh-huh.
But they are kind of like our savior in a sense, right?
Right.
And so it's interesting to me that they're showing up as
More and
much as they
more.
are, because it's like, for us, it would be like, finding a psychic, we'll say, right? A psychic is like finding a needle in, 5 haystacks, right?
Right.
But, and a higher evolved being like these would be like finding a needle in 50 haystacks. Like it's not a very common thing, because this is such a low vibration planet. They're actually too damn smart to come down here. I mean, so that's like, we're like kindergartners, right? And they're like
way
college
above.
students.
Yeah.
So they're too damn smart to come down here. They already been here, done that, learned all the things.
Right.
And it's kind of like there's a lot of different, we'll just say kind of layers, right?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
So,
the different layers there. We're getting closer to each other.
So our normal human beings, right? They're kind of like, we'll say the workers, right? And then you have your guides.
Yep.
Okay. So they're more like your supervisors.
Yeah.
Right. And then you have your angels, and they're more like your bosses, right? And then you have your gods.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're the CEOs of the company.
Yes.
Right. So there's these different layers, kind of like we have on planet Earth, but not, it's different. But these higher evolved beings are riding more on the level of like angels and gods versus humans and guides.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does to me. So we have Tiff on here, and her
Hi, Tiff.
Tiff Brew. I don't know if that's her last name, but that's her name on TikTok, and she's been chatting here with us. And we were talking about the weird, the physical stuff. And she said, she says, I broke my foot because my knee randomly buckled while I was going to bake bread. And Tiff Brewster. And that's kind of similar, Tiff, to what happened to me with my ankle about a month ago. I literally got up out of my office chair and cracked my ankle, sprained it really bad.
Well, we're going to have a lot of people having like leg issues, feet issues, because there's a lot of movement.
Oh,
and so anytime there's a lot of movement, you're gonna have the lower half affected.
That makes sense.
And if it's your right side, then usually it's movement or something you're not having a lot of movement with on more of a feminine level, or you could be having issues with like moving a female relationship forward. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And if it's male, it'll hit your left side. Left side, you're going down.
Tiff, which foot? What was it? Your right or your left foot? Because mine was my right foot. My right ankle.
That could be either your own feminine issues that you don't feel like you're getting enough movement with.
Okay.
Or it could be maybe like a daughter, and you don't feel like she's getting a lot of movement, and it's bugging your right side.
That is so crazy. And Tiff said it was her right foot too.
Congratulations.
We have the same problem. That's funny. She also mentioned when we were talking about the aliens and stuff, that star seeds.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They are a higher evolving.
So
they're a lot like what I'm talking about with these more evolved beings that are here. I think a lot of these kids that are that have autism are very evolved beings, and what ends up happening because they don't know how to be human.
Yeah.
So that's why they have delays in like learning to talk or
learning the ways
learning
down
the
here.
Dumb stuff, right? Like the basics. But you ask them to do a mathematical equation.
They're way beyond.
Or explain a wormhole. They got you.
Yeah.
They got that. But if you ask them to make a tomato sandwich, they don't know what the hell you're talking about.
that makes so much sense. But they're so intelligent.
Yeah.
And but
my whole Twilight Zone kind of 2 weeks started out with giving a reading to one that was an alien, a very evolved being. He was actually a half alien.
Uh-huh.
And it was like all of a sudden, like that went into a completely weird space. But I actually have met an
I
alien,
love
not a half breed, like an alien.
that.
He knew it, and he was a walk-in, and he knew it. And we went. I had actually hurt my ankle when I met him. I'd
Speaking
actually
of
broken. I was
ankles.
getting ready to go to my doctor appointment to go see if I'd broke it, and
Uh-huh.
yeah, that was a whole thing. We can go into that story if you want, but yeah, it was really neat because he couldn't hold his shape.
Yeah.
He kept shape shifting, and I'm looking. I'm like, what the hell?
So do you get, because you're so seasoned, and I'm still kind of in my teenager stage, let's say, with the whole spiritual
No,
stuff.
you're not. You're not rebellious enough with it yet.
Okay. So does it scare you when you see that happening? Like,
That one, it didn't scare me.
Okay.
It creeped me out a bit.
Okay, so
But so what had happened was, and I lived again in the creepy house. I'm good at finding creepy houses to live in. And I kept walking out, well, hobbling out because I'd fallen off my horse the night before, and I done screwed my leg up.
Yes.
And I come crawling out to go to my doctor appointment, and there's this guy there, and
he's just like poof.
there was no car. He was in a suit, and yeah.
Like, was this winter, summer? Like, what time of year was it?
Springtime.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
just curious.
Yeah, and he's just standing there, and he had this cool pink tie on and a darker blue suit. And I'm like hobbling out to my truck, and I'm like, can I help you? And he goes, I have an appointment with you today. And I'm like, nah, you don't. But see, I'm not great about writing down my appointment.
Yeah.
And on top of that, me and my phone are always in a bitter divorce. Like,
you're always fighting.
My phone is very selective about when it decides it wants to work for me. It doesn't matter what kind of phone I have, how updated. It don't matter who I'm with. Like me and technology,
it has control.
do not work. That's what I always say. I need to go back to horse and buggy days because that works for me.
It's easy.
But anyway, he's like, well, are we okay to do this appointment? And I'm like, yeah, I guess. And I'm thinking, how the hell did he get here?
Right, where
'Cause
did he
there's no
come
car,
from?
right?
Yeah.
And so we go into my office and sit down, and I'm looking at him, and I've noticed that like he's like changing, like his face kept changing.
Like into something scary or in
Nuh-uh.
a human
No,
form?
it was almost like his human form
Okay.
couldn't quite, it was like it couldn't quite stay.
It reminds me of the Men in Black movie.
Kind of, but he wasn't like changing into an alien after alien.
Okay,
It was
okay.
like his facial features were different. So like when I looked at him, his face was long and slender, and then all of a sudden it was shorter and rounder, and then it was like we're enough to go, what the
Are
fuck?
my eyes okay?
That's the other thing. His eye color kept changing. It went from blue to brown to blue to brown.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I'm looking at him going, God, what the hell? Well, when I went in to connect him with his guides, because that's what I do. I always look and see their guides and get the information first. He didn't have guides. So aliens don't have guides. Okay.
Is it because they come from that higher
Yeah, a
vibrational
different-
space? Okay,
Yep.
okay.
Yeah. They're more on the gods level. Where they're like guides, they don't need that, you know?
Okay, they're beyond.
They've got their training wheels off kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And so I said, oh my God, you're a walk-in. He says, well, yes, I am. And I'm like, oh, holy shit, you know? And I said, what are you doing here with me? And he says, we all, let's see, how did he put it? It was like they all knew about us seers. That's how he worded it. We all know about you seers.
Seers. Okay, okay.
Yep. And I said, oh, okay. And he said, I got this body.
When he said seers, did he mean psychic?
Psychics.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
what I
they
thought.
called us
I
seers.
just wanted to be clear. Okay.
Yeah. And he said he got this body. So he's been on the planet for a minute, but he goes, I got this body when the kid was 8, and I guess he got hit by a car.
Oh.
And so they have to be able to grab onto the body right as the actual spirit leaves, so that they can transfer into it.
Yeah.
Because so they have to have the right timing of
That,
it.
and that blows my mind
See,
too,
me
because like
I had no
how?
clue. I didn't know how all that worked because I get creeped out with the alien thing. I'm not an alien friendly person. But he told me that they convene. He says in your times about once a month, and they go over different plans on what they need to do next. And
To help us? Okay.
to help us,
Okay.
because
To intervene.
we
Okay.
kind of ruined the planet,
Yeah.
and to
Definitely.
help us save the planet.
Okay.
And then he went into telling me about the different kinds of aliens that we have. And that was interesting. He said that the ones that are in the earth are the ones that are actually the problem, because they are the ones that have destroyed their own planets, and so
their own kind.
They're
yes.
here kind of influencing us to destroy our own planet. I'm not shitting you. Like, this was crazy.
Wow.
And he goes, I noticed you broke your ankle. Would you like me to fix that? I'm like, nope, I'm good.
Don't be doing no alien voodoo
I
on
don't
me.
know why. Like, I was like freaked out, but I didn't. I was like, no, I'm good. I'll just deal with a broken ankle. We're fine. I mean, like, I was in such like, holy shit, what was gonna happen to me? Are you gonna eat me? Are you gonna kill me? What the hell?
It would have been so interesting though if he would have done it.
I know that, like, if I
like.
Thinking back on it, I wish
you
I
maybe would have
like,
considered it.
yeah. But at the time, fuck no. I was like, don't you do your angel you on me. I don't want that.
Right.
But no, it was really, really interesting. And so after we got done, when we walked out, he asked me about my house, and I started to tell him, and I was pointing over at one of the trees, and then he was gone.
So you literally turn around.
Yeah.
And then he
was out. He was gone.
Wow.
But he did tell me, he said that he would be back. He says, I will be back, and we'll check in with you then, because he explained to me that there was going to be some big shifts and movements going on in the planet. Now, I didn't at that time understand what he meant.
Okay.
But I get it now with the split that we've got going on, with the different realities we've got going on. But I had no damn clue what the hell he was talking about back then, because I wasn't scared with him. Like, it was a comfortable energy that he had.
Right.
But the thought of it freaked me out.
Absolutely.
And so I was kind of like, and then not being able to like see his guides and stuff, that was really kind of weird to me, because I'm not used to that. So he really didn't come to get a reading.
No, he came to
make sure that
give you information.
Because he said that they were going to be able, they needed to use us seers to help them navigate what they were going to be doing. So it was kind of interesting, and he did told me, he said he's going to be back, but
you haven't seen him,
no, I haven't,
that you don't know of.
I haven't. No, he was different than like what I'm talking about with these higher evolved beings.
Okay.
So they have more of still that more higher evolved beings, even though you can tell they're way different than just like a normal human.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
You still can see like their guides, and you can still see, you know, kind of their life plan, right?
Okay.
With this, nothing. That was not at all. Like, it was so crazy and so beyond my comprehension. So I was kind of glad that he was more there to explain to me what was happening.
Kind of an education.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. Than I was that he was asking me to tap in, because I wouldn't have been able to. I mean, like, even when I looked to see his guides, it wasn't like that. It was like a whole different type of connection that I could not understand in any fashion.
So how long ago would you say this was? I know.
This
I mean, I have
about
an idea.
2000. 2010, 2000.
Okay, yeah. So 14 years
Yeah.
ago. And
Yeah.
and back then, who knew? Well, maybe I wasn't connected to myself back then as much, but who knew this was all coming and going to be
Well,
happening?
you know it's coming,
Because it has
but
to, like we all have to.
yeah, it's not something that you don't understand it as intensely or detailed
Okay.
as what you're
Uh-huh.
gonna get if it was like seeing that 3 years ago. Does that make
Yes,
sense?
yes.
And because there's a lot of shifting that can happen, and there's a lot of things that um, are based more off of choices. So let's say, we'll pretend, right?
Okay.
Let's say all of a
Example.
sudden we all grew a brain cell and we all pulled our head out of our ass and we all like figured it out and really actually became really good, caring, connected, vibrating, thriving beings, right?
Yeah.
We wouldn't have to go through such an intense shift.
Okay.
Okay. So we literally, the biggest, I should say, like power and control that we have with what our journeys is more how hard or easy do you want the lesson?
Okay.
You'll learn the lesson whether you want to or not.
Yeah.
You'll become who you're supposed to be, whether you want to or not. What you are in control of
Is how you're going to
is
get
how
there.
easy or hard do you want it to
Yeah.
get there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And we also are in control of timing. We are the creators of time.
Okay.
So that's why time is a really hard thing to predict, right?
Yep.
So let's say, you're going to meet your soulmate in, 3 months, right? Or I see you're going to meet your soulmate in 3 months.
Yes.
Well, you can do things to delay that. So let's say you decide you're just going to like stay at home, lock up shack,
Lock yourself
just,
in the house.
use Uber and stuff to just kind of bring your food and just stay. Then you're going to
Right.
make that line happen differently.
Yes.
Right. So then, but if it's part of your soul purpose, so you have to be with your soulmate in order to accomplish A, B, C, and D.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Then your guides, you only have a certain amount of time before your guides force the change to happen.
You're like, okay, bitch. Oh, sorry. You're late. Here it comes.
For instance, like my friend, she, her guides kept telling her, that she needs to slow down because she's like one of those, I swear, like natural tweakers. Like she's got energy and just keep going.
Right,
Like, she does not know how to relax.
My husband, same. No.
Yeah, I'm like, I would like some of that, please,
Right.
because I need some energy.
He's always going.
And her guides told her, like, you need to slow down. You need to slow down. You need to slow down.
Right.
And she's like, I am. I'm working on it. I am. Right. Well, I swear to you. So she delivers mail, and there was literally a 50-cent piece size black ice
Oh, crap.
that she ended up stepping on, shattered her ankle. Now she is like a tough girl, like
Yeah.
like you could shoot her and she'd still keep going.
She'd get up and
and
keep
this
walking.
shattered her, and she was down for 6 months. And her guys were like, "We told you, slow down."
You didn't listen. You didn't listen.
So, yeah, they only give you so much time to like make the right decision before they force.
They
the
throw
right
you
decision.
just in the fire, right? And then you
They
have to
shove the
figure out-
telephone poles up the butt without no loop. Yeah.
That's crazy.
They will not let you fail. There are things that we are in control of, where it's not really part of, your soul's plan or purpose, right? So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So if your soul, your spiritual journey is about, is going to need to connect with a certain mate, right? So let's say you
Yes.
decided you needed your soulmate in order to accomplish what you're going to accomplish, right? You're going to need to meet him at this time in order to activate that, right?
Yes.
Then that's not changeable.
Okay.
That is not changeable. That is going to
To happen.
right?
Interesting.
But if you go, okay, well, I want to have this love connection by this time, but I don't really need it to be a specific soul, right? Then you got options. Then you can have like a buffet lineup of different ones that can come in,
and pick the
but
best
you still
one.
got to have it at this specific point. By
Okay.
this specific point, I cannot talk.
Me neither.
And then move forward. So we do have some things that isn't like so black and white, isn't so in stone. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But so yeah, I mean it's there's a lot of really cool technicalities that you add into your soul movement and your soul mission and your soul purpose.
So when you were just talking about, your soulmate and all that stuff and how they come into your life and then you can move on with something else in your path or whatever your journey. And that resonated with me so much. You know my story. I was married for several years and my ex-husband is not a bad person. We just...
So he's a good example, okay?
Yes.
Sometimes what we end up doing is, let's say you want your kids, right, to have a specific quality or trait. Okay. So a lot of times we'll have a soul contract. So it's a contract relationship. Which is way different than a soul-fulfilling relationship.
Yeah, 100%.
So a soul-contracted relationship means they came into your life to do a specific thing
for something.
So it was that soul contract was to have these kids.
Yep.
You wanted to have your kids with him,
yep.
but it wasn't necessarily the person that you wanted to live the rest of your life out with, right? So once you complete the task that brought you guys together, so the soul contract, then it's done.
Then we break the contract.
Then it's done. Well, then it's over. Then the contract's completed and you move forward.
Okay. Yeah.
That happens a lot.
Interesting.
A lot, where it's not necessarily your forever person.
Yes.
But you needed that specific soul to accomplish that specific task.
Wow, that's crazy. Because once that all ended, that is when my really true spiritual journey started.
Yes. Yeah.
And now my husband is super supportive, and he's still kind of weirded out by all of it, but he's very
But he's a perfect yin to your yang.
Yeah.
So what our guides are showing me a lot, and maybe you've seen this in your readings that you're doing too, is they have made it clear two things. One, love is our charger.
Yes.
It is the best reward we get in life. It is the biggest high you will get in life.
Yes.
And it is absolutely like what recharges our soul. When you're in love, you can move mountains and it don't feel like work. Especially like in the in-love space where you're like staying up for days on a time because you just can't wait for them to call or text you again.
Right.
Yeah, that is like the good part, right? But also, you need what they call a grounding rod. Okay. So when you do, like when I do readings, if I do too many, I get way out of body and I get goofy as hell. But goddamn, I'm funny. I like laughing. But like I get goofy to where it's almost like a really good, like, when you get that buzz drunk where you're like, nothing can hurt you, but you're enjoying the hell out of it. And you're the only one that's entertaining you. And you're just like in your own little realm.
Right.
So you get out of body, so you can't really have someone that matches that. Does that make sense? So you need the yin to the yang. So you need to have a grounding rod, someone like him.
Yep.
That like supports what you do.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily like connect on the same vibration level as far as spiritually goes.
Yeah.
But can know you enough and love you enough and guide you enough to go, Lori, baby girl, you've been playing with the pigs in outer space too much. Let's go do something human. Let's go kill something, see something naked like shit on fire. Right. And he's good at that because he can tell when you're not quite in body, and he can go help you ground. Because at the end of the day, even though we're doing the work we're doing, we're still having to kind of balance that human experience.
Yes.
Right? So you got your soul, your spiritual experience, and then you got your human experience. Yeah. And so you got to learn how to balance both of that. And if you can you do that, you got to have that yin to
Yeah.
your yang.
Well, he definitely is that.
Oh boy,
for
is
sure.
he ever.
Yeah, yeah. So
You could tell the minute I seen him in a reading, I knew he was perfect for you because he, on all the human levels, he could not be more perfectly matched with you.
yeah.
Like the music, the tattoos,
Oh, yeah.
the
We're the same.
the same, like
Yeah.
the whole 9 yards. Like a human, he is like you.
Yes. We are very much like each
Yes.
other. Yes. Very particular. We like things clean. We like things in our space and be organized and all that stuff. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
great. And
he's
it makes things
amazing.
so easy.
Absolutely. I mean, he really has been such a beautiful gift for you to have. He has, because Earl, you went through it.
I did. I
went through
did.
it.
Yes. And I'm glad I'm done. Well, hopefully, I guess. I feel like I'm done now.
No, I think you got him. We're gonna keep this one around for a while.
Yeah. So Tiff made a comment. Tiff, you said, I guess I decided to be difficult. What exactly do you mean by that? Does that have to do with your right foot?
Yeah, would be difficult. Which way?
Yeah, tell us what that means exactly. I'm choking over here. Sorry, people. Anyway, see if she responds.
Have you noticed even just like the whole planet like vibe, like energy has been so weird.
Yes.
Like really almost like you can see it. It's been really freaking weird.
Yes, I have picked up on that. And especially just when you're out and about. Yes.
Yep. I almost feel like we're in like one of those simulators.
Right? Taking a test drive.
Right. And
like, is this really real? Or
I've noticed people are like, oh, that's another thing that's been weird this week that I've noticed. Have you noticed people are almost like they're in like their own world? Like they're checked out, like you can talk to them, but like the lights are on, no one's home.
So when you first said that, the word that came to mind was they're like floaty. To me, like but light, floaty, like they're not all there.
Not all there.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the screws aren't tightened.
Yeah.
I've ran into a couple of people that I was trying to do a reading for, but they almost seem like they weren't hearing me or something. It was like
Yeah.
it was freaky. It was kind of freaky because they had their own, and they were really caught up in fear. Like they were caught up in a lot of these like conspiracy theories. They were caught up in a lot of the fear tactics that are happening in politics.
Yep.
I mean, they were, and I was like, hey, are you here to get a reading, or are you like, what's going on here, man? Because I'm not understanding why you so checked out.
Right.
But yeah, they seem real, just like people almost seem, when they're not on the right frequency, I think they're just like really in this like almost trance. That's the word I'm looking for. Like a trance.
Yes. Yeah. It is.
I mean,
weird.
if you go in even like grocery shopping,
yeah,
I'm walking around and they're like in a damn trance. Like they run into you, and I mean,
the zombies.
It's a little scary. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, because it's like this is the shit movies are made of, and this ain't cool.
And it's happening now.
Yeah, it's weird.
Tiff said, I may be a tad bit stubborn. Oh, she says, I choose hard lessons and I may be a tad bit stubborn.
Well, aren't we all?
Right?
We are. I think it's not really that you're trying to be stubborn.
Uh-huh.
I think we get an idea of how we want something to happen.
Yeah.
And because we can't like leave that. So I'll do an example.
Yes.
Let's say, as far as finding a mate, we'll use that just because we were talking about it. And you have a specific person in mind, they've got to be 6'2", dark hair, brown eyes, kind of thing. And you're going to meet them by connecting with them at a concert. And, that's how it's going to happen. And you get so focused on that idea of what you're creating that you're actually missing out on what would be more fulfilling and better for you.
Okay.
And so we make it harder for ourselves.
It's like being hyper focused.
It's about having that, not allowing your guides to work in a way that can bring it in either sooner,
yes,
or easier, or better. So that idea of that person, might not be the right person for you. So your guides are like, I don't think we want you to have that one. Like, you don't want to pick that one. No one picks that one. We want, go look at Joe Blow down the road a little bit. He's got all the things, And this is why I say all the time, like, it's not the person that, like, you check every box of what you want that your heart zings with. It's the one you go to bed going, I hate that motherfucker, and you wake up the next day going, God damn it, I'm in love with him.
Yes.
Love isn't designed to make sense. And I think when you get an idea in your mind and you don't allow for room for it to come in other ways,
yes,
you totally block yourself.
Yes, I agree with that.
And that's on any level. If you have
anything, right?
If you're going to be, as long as you know the outcome you want, don't give a flying fuck how you get there.
Right. Yeah. And I think that applies to not just even relationships or partners.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is on anything.
Yeah.
Your guides are going to always work with what is going to work with you best.
Right.
They know you way better than you know you. And so
start listening,
so when you
people.
get really stubborn in an idea or in a belief and you don't allow yourself any type of understanding that things can come in different ways, in a lot more fulfilling ways, and be a lot
and
better
in the
for you.
strangest ways.
And connect in a more fulfilling way. And you get so stubborn in that one belief.
Yeah.
You're asking for your life to get really lonely, really heavy, really difficult.
Yes. So Tiff said, she says, I see love and potential in people and want them to see it in themselves. And yes, that's why we're here. Oh,
man, girl.
Right?
Preach it, sit louder for the ones in the damn back.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And then she says, I'm almost afraid to embrace my true power of spirit, but working on it.
Oh, God, come out of the closet.
Right? You know, yes.
Like, the funny part is, as we get through this shift, you'll be more weird if you don't embrace the gift than you will
so
if
just
you
go
do.
with it, girl.
Yeah, like you might as well jump ahead of the trend. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I say it all the time. We all have this gift. There's not a damn one of us that don't.
Right.
Unfortunately, we are told and conditioned to not trust our God-given gift.
Yep, our higher self.
And when, our intuition literally is where it comes from, our guides, our fight or flight instincts. All of us have it, even our animals. All of that comes from our guides. And when you learn to listen to that internal voice, like, you could be the world's best liar and your little internal voice is always going to go, hey, you're lying.
Right.
You might be able to convince everybody else, but you'll always know that ain't
and
true.
I always say, listen to your guts.
And when you start embracing your gift, it is kind of like exercising. Wouldn't you agree? Where it's like the first week or two, you're like, God, I can't do this anymore. I'm done. I don't understand
yourself,
it. But all of a sudden,
believe.
it gets to a point where you're like, okay, I might be able to do this a little bit more. And then all of a sudden, you're like, I can't get enough of it.
And then it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
No.
I will say this. I get concerned about a lot of these people that are doing like medicine journeys and things like that that are they're looking or searching out like their mind to be open and stuff, which that's not the problem. When you're connecting into the spiritual, like the other side can get really, that feeling gets really addicting.
Yes.
Really. Like you feel light. You don't have nothing that weighs on you. You feel like energized. Like it is a world that we all want to live in. And pretty soon you're like doing this more and more and more, and you're not having that balance. It can make you go like nutty.
Yes.
Like you'll lose your shit for real.
Right.
And so it is a dangerous thing. But I think also a lot of these like medicine journeys and stuff aren't being conducted in the way that they're designed to be conducted.
They're being
and
used.
People are using and abusing it.
Yeah,
and,
that's what I was going to say.
You're going from wanting to kind of get more clarity and understanding to all of a sudden you're just wanting to get high and wanting to hide behind that. You need to knock that off.
And that's not the purpose.
Right.
Yes, for
and
sure.
Again, too much of anything.
Yeah.
Too much of anything can be a bad thing.
Yeah.
Anything in excess is a bad thing. I've seen too many of these extremes, and this is why we're having such a hell of a time right now on the planet. It's because you've got your extremists, right?
Yep.
You've got your extremist religion, and they make that a really bad, dangerous thing. And then you've got your extremists where they don't believe in God or anything else, and then they make that a really bad thing. Can't we all just like get along,
Let's
get in the
all
middle
come
a little
together.
bit? And whatever happened to it being okay with agreeing to disagree?
Exactly.
Like what the hell? Why is it like all of a sudden everybody's like, if you don't believe what I believe, you're out? It's like, no, you guys, God damn it.
Just love everyone. It
Stop.
doesn't matter.
We can always agree to disagree. It's not like I still love you. It's fine.
Right. People, I mean, I have friends where their families have been torn apart from religion or
absolutely
political
politics or God,
so sad.
like ways of living. I mean, it is sad. It is. Or extreme, religion is, it's sad to me because if you can just look at things from a very logical, you don't even got to be spiritually aware, none of that.
Right.
Just real logical, just commonsensical, right? If that 1 + 1 ain't equaling 2, there's a problem. All right? I don't know why people are like thinking that 1 + 1 = 5. It does not. Okay, you guys, just be real logical.
Yeah.
How can you sit there and say that we have this all-loving creator, Father God, like all-loving? I know as a mama, there ain't a goddamn thing my kid could do or become that I would ever make her go into hell, damnation, fire, and the whole 9 yards.
Yes.
Like, that does not make sense to me. Why? Just logically speaking.
Yes.
You would think that you're preaching that this all-loving God, right? And loves you unconditionally. But if you don't believe the way I believe,
I don't love you.
Like, that 1 + 1 ain't
that
equal
doesn't
2.
make any sense. No.
Come on, guys.
It makes
Like,
no
again,
sense.
just make sense. Just be sensical. Like, what happened to that?
Yeah,
like,
it
crazy.
doesn't. It's so simple.
It is. And you know what? The other side is simple.
Simple.
And the answers are simple. And that's where I think we fuck it up because we are not simple. Right. We can absolutely overthink a fart. We could.
Right?
Yep. We can. And we have. I'm sure we have.
I love that analogy.
And then we can spoof that up too. Like people, a lot of like these spiritual people that are doing all this like guru shit. That you don't need none of that, you guys. You don't.
Right.
You don't need all the crystals and all the this and all the that. You don't need that.
No.
Everything has energy.
Yes.
Can you connect in and have some crystals or some, some people use bones, some people, there's a lot of different ways, right?
Yeah.
Can you do that and it add and enhance the energy you're already putting out? Absolutely.
Yes.
Do you have to have that to do a reading?
No.
Do you have to have that to feel like you're connected with the other side?
No.
Do you have to have that to
Right.
get your intuition? Nah, none of that.
No, it all comes from
Right.
here.
Now, is it nice if you can have that? Sure, absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
The key word is you don't have to have that. And
Yeah.
if people, again, just look at things real simple, you got it.
Yes.
That 1 + 1 will always equal 2.
2. Yes. Okay. Well, we've been at it for about an hour now. That went by so
fast. That's the other weird thing.
quick.
Time. Like, I swear to God, we got this time glitch shit going on. I'm not doing well with this, guys. I'm not doing well.
I know. It feels like I've been sitting here for like 10 minutes. For real.
No, I did feel like I was in the car for 10 hours when it took me only an hour. But I'm just saying, time is like really weird right now.
Always being in the car stuck in traffic feels like days for sure. And in Utah, we have a lot of that right now.
Yeah, because we got
unfortunately.
the construction gardens going on.
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
construction. It's cone season, as we call it, right? It's
I
always
hope
cone
everybody
season.
makes it a point, and I want to challenge everybody to make it a point.
There you go.
Just do something kind. Say something kind to someone.
Yes.
Do something nice to someone. For God's sake, just one little small kind act can change a fucking lifetime.
Yes. It's so simple. Like
It's simple. That 1 + 1
so
will
easy.
equal 2. I promise.
We know how to do that. We know how to do the 1 + 1 = 2. So be kind, give kind comments, send love to people. Don't overthink things or try not to.
Just
I know
be
we get in our space sometimes, but yes, we just need to love everybody. And that's why we're here, dang it.
Yeah.
I have to say that again. So anyway, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. We're so grateful for you. And thank you, Tiff, for engaging with us so much. We love it.
And we have a cool little treat we're going to be working on
Yes,
here soon. That's going to be fun.
Yeah,
So.
we've got some stuff in the works, a few things. And and Tiff also said, Taco, I need to schedule my lessons again. So Tiff, reach out to her if
Yeah, Tiff,
yeah.
call me.
Yeah. and if you don't have her number, go to howdoyouspirit.com and fill out a form and I'll put you in touch with her. So anyway, go to the website, howdoyouspirit.com. We're starting to revamp that a little bit. We have a lot of exciting things coming, so keep an eye on us, and we will see you again soon. Thank you.
I think it went good.